Good afternoon. Phil Lindeman with your Krystal 93 News from Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery. Silverthorne locals are going to have to wait another 2 weeks at least to learn why a fire station up north is 3 to 5 years away. Today's town council meeting is canceled. Chief Travis Davis with Summit Fire and EMS would have summarized a 30-page report tonight explaining the PPC program. It rates fire departments and neighborhoods and guides insurance companies for underwriting properties. Summit Fire might build a smaller station in the next year, but there is no funding yet. A hiker is sending her love to Summit County Rescue Group. Says Andrea on Facebook, "You were an answer to prayer as you came around the trail corner to help me down." She suffered a broken fibula yesterday and sends extra love to Whit, Frank, Tyler, and Joe. Quandary is responsible for 13 calls this year. That's one of the most frequent offenders for the rescue group and still the most popular 14er in the state. This week on the State of Summit, big things are happening in tiny Alma.
2020 was our best year ever. 21 beat that, and 22's on par to beat that.
That was Corey Kritzmeyer, longtime owner at Almart, one of Alma's oldest businesses in one of the oldest buildings from 1898.
One person can come in and buy the whole town and do whatever they wanted. So to get locals buying properties and opening businesses and keeping it community feel is one thing that I think everybody in Alma wants to see.
For years, business development there was hampered by an outdated parking code, borrowed from Breckenridge. Mayor Sam Golgoon.
If a business cannot have the number of parking spots they need, they can purchase that from the town, and then that goes into an account that down the line we can use that for developing better parking in town.
This and other small changes open the door for one of Alma's newest additions, a food cart park where Kiki's Peak Produce is thriving.
I started fresh in Alma in 2018 and been staying here ever since. Alma's got my heart, you know. Alma, in fact, means soul, and I think it's pretty fitting.
To the north, on your way back to Hoosier Pass, is the oldest business in town, the Sheep Herder. Founded in Breck in the 70s, in Alma now for 22 years. Owner Diane Blessing.
Custom-made sheepskin, elk skin and deer skin vests. I just cut it all out and make it here, and it's a 100% U.S. product. Just a dying breed.
Alma locals will admit their town is changing. But is it for the better? New town administrator and 32-year resident Gary Gettleman.
Well, we don't want to go too crazy, but we are definitely open for business.
Mayor Golgoon says making tiny tweaks, not big alterations, is what Alma's all about.
We're seeing new construction happening on Main Street that we haven't seen in quite a few years happening in this town. So just these little changes have really helped us out.
Tune in again next week for the State of Summit on Krystal 93. Town of Breck is surveying business owners to see how you felt about this year's Oktoberfest. It takes about 5 minutes. Email GoBreck to get your survey. Coming to Frisco tomorrow is a ride and drive event for electric vehicles. Test drive an e-car from Nissan and others and learn how to save thousands with rebates. That is tomorrow at the Frisco Adventure Park from 4 to 7 p.m. Local fire danger remains moderate today with no fire restrictions here in Summit County. In sports, the Rockies play the Giants tonight at 7:45. And in local sports, brought to you by Red Mountain Autos at their new location on Airport Road, Summit Girls Rugby opens homecoming week today at 6 p.m., playing Denver East at the high school. You can expect big things from leading scorers Paola Arredondo and Ella Snyder. At their last tournament, the girls outscored their opponents 139-0. Phil Lindeman with your Krystal 93 News from Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery.